The 2022 FIFA World Cup is being hosted by, let's just say, a backwards religious-minded country. But what are my thoughts on the recent controversial homosexual comments that have been made from Qatar?
With just 12 days to go to the start of the Football World Cup in Qatar, there are renewed doubts about the suitability of the Arab state to host the tournament. Now, Sepp Blatter, the former president of FIFA, football's governing body, said that he'd always been of the view that awarding the World Cup to Qatar had been a mistake.
He clearly hasn't always been in that view, has he? Bloody clown.
As the country was too small, he said, to host the event. And there's been worldwide criticism of remarks by Khalid Salman, a former Qatari professional footballer, now a World Cup ambassador, who said that homosexuality was damage in the mind, in his words, and warned gay people that they would have to accept the country's rules when they visited. Qatar has been consistently criticised for its stance on same-sex relationships, its record on human rights, and its treatment of migrant workers. Our sports correspondent Jane Dougal has this report.
Let's just cover a couple of those points now. First of all, I do agree that when you visit a different country, you have to abide by those laws. If you don't want to abide by those laws, don't visit that country. That's the first point. I'm going to try and stay very neutral, give the pros and the cons, the good, the bad. But that is a serious point. If you don't follow their laws, don't go to their country in the first place. Simple. Okay. Now, for someone like myself, I don't care who you like to sleep with. It really doesn't bother me. I know who I like to sleep with. That's all I care about. I don't need to ask someone who they like to sleep with because it's none of my business. That's why I don't see the big deal with someone having to come out as gay, just as much as no one has to come out as straight. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I just don't care. Now, this is where there becomes a little bit of hypocrisy. There's all these countries giving a lot of displeasure and not happy about Qatar, the human rights, the homosexuality comments and their stance on gay marriage and just being gay in general. However, I would like to highlight something to you. Now, here is a list of countries that currently allow gay marriage. Marriage is just a bit of paper, signing it to say you will try and spend the rest of your lives together. There is a list. Now, a lot of these countries have only just given this law. Argentina, 2010. 2003, Belgium. Australia only allowed gay marriage in 2017. England is there with 2013. I want to see what Northern Ireland 2019. United States, you think is sort of progressive, but not really with a was 2000 and where am I looking? I've lost it. 2015. That is the list of all the countries. Think about how many countries in the world don't allow it. So all I'm saying is everyone's having a go at what I do believe is completely wrong and stupid, and it is religious people and religious control that is giving these views. It's nonsense. It's disgusting, in my opinion. However, those who, live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones or rocks or whatever the saying is, because, these countries, for example, have only just allowed gay marriage. We know these guys are behind, but maybe they're just a bit slow on the uptake. I don't know. That's my point on that, anyway.
In Qatar, this could see you in prison or even given the death penalty. This protest is to pressure FIFA ahead of a World Cup in a country where same-sex relationships are illegal. And just days before the tournament begins, an ambassador for the World Cup, Khalid Salman, has told a German broadcaster that homosexuality is haram, which means forbidden, But he went further, denouncing same-sex relationships.
But do you think gay is haram?
It's haram. Because why is haram? I am not one big Muslim, but it's haram. Why? Because it's damaging the mind.
At this point, a World Cup official steps in to bring the interview to an abrupt halt.
I'm sorry. Why do people think this man believes in what he does? It's because his religion tells him that. You know, hopefully people watching my channel, they people may know my thoughts. I am an atheist. I don't believe in God. Okay, I'm not going to be told what is right or wrong. I'm going to figure that out myself. This guy thinks that homosexuality is wrong because that is his religious belief.
His words have upset many, including Helen Hardy, founder of LGBT football team Manchester Lacys.
It was so definite, what was said, and so deeply offensive. And I don't think it could be taken any other way. So we're quite clear on how they feel about LGBTQ plus people.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
It's been controversial from the start. There was widespread criticism 12 years ago when Qatar was announced as the hosts. The then FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, has since been banned from football over a corruption scandal. And speaking to the BBC for an upcoming 5 Live podcast, Blatter admitted Qatar had been a mistake. Not because homosexuality is outlawed or their poor human rights record, but because of the size of the country.
It's a big organization which needs also a big country. Qatar is too small to do that. I said to myself, I was right at a certain time to say we should not go there.
Now, I don't technically disagree with him on that side of things. In my opinion, sport shouldn't be about religion, sexuality, human rights, any of that. It should be about the sport. You know, I don't agree. I personally don't agree with the rainbow armbands, the Black Lives Matter armbands. I don't agree with that because it should be about the sport. That's not saying I don't agree with the stance that people take, that they are fighting for equality. I completely agree because they should. However, I don't think sport is the right way to do it. You know, it's wrong. You know, yes, these people have the reputation. These footballers have the reputation that gives them the platform to do it. But it shouldn't be done. A certain Mr. Hitler used sport as well. You know, that proves my point, I think, that maybe sport is not the place to be pushing an agenda, in my opinion, of course. Although I do agree that, who cares what sexuality you are,
The danger to LGBT people has prompted England captain Harry Kane to join with Wales captain Gareth Bale in announcing they will wear a One Love armband for the tournament. It's prompted a wider debate about sports washing.
As an England-supporting homosexual, it is not safe for someone like me to watch the World Cup in Qatar. Exactly. Because of the human rights abuses of migrant workers and Qatar's LGBT population, I personally don't think Qatar should ever have been awarded a major sporting competition.
I agree.
More than 1 million visitors are expected to travel to the World Cup. Organisers have said everyone is welcome, but Khalid Salman's contradictory words have raised more questions over the safety of LGBT supporters.
I saw that. I saw that interview when he said everyone is welcome. Now, look, as I said, if you don't feel safe going somewhere, would you go there? No. So don't go there. As a straight person, as a heterosexual, I don't feel it necessary to play on stereotypes of a heterosexual and flaunt whatever in public, because it doesn't really... I know I'm saying this as a heterosexual, I'm saying this as a straight person, so please forgive me if you think I'm not being sensitive. That's not what I'm trying to get at. but it's their country. We all know it's backwards. We all know it's wrong, but it's still their country. Do you know what the better thing to do is? Is to completely boycott it. If everyone boycotted it, no one travelled there, no one watched it on TV, then that would actually give a stronger message. The Qatarians, they spent all this money on the World Cup and no one's even going to watch it. The problem with that is people will watch it. People will go there. It's a very difficult subject. I've tried giving points from both sides. Hopefully that comes across. I don't care who you sleep with. I really don't. I don't care where you're from. I don't care the colour of your skin. We are all the same, in my opinion. Hopefully it'll be a good World Cup. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be more World Cup videos along the way. Make sure you like and subscribe to see more, and I'll catch you next time.